So, Chad, share with us for someone who's listening to this and they want to do this, what are the considerations that they need to take into account?
Yeah. So first of all, like I highly recommend, even if you don't use prophecy, to start adjusting price to understand how price movements can impact the objective you're trying to achieve. So when I first started doing this, it came out of my own need of my own e-commerce business. So I have an e-commerce business today. We made vacuum filters, coffee filters, air filters. This is how we started Stubana. I needed something, there was nothing on the market, and I solved my own need. It's called dog fooding. And so uh, how I started, just like anyone else can start, is essentially create a spreadsheet with an ACE, with one specific ASIN, commit to an objective. I want to maximize profit. Now start putting every input that you think about into that equation, right? Maybe you think about your price, you think about the fees from Amazon, you think about your ad spend, you think about your landed cost, you think about your competition's price, your BSR relative to your competitor's price. Put this all in a spreadsheet and start seeing how changes to price impact what you're trying to achieve. And this is exactly what we do at Prophecy, which is essentially the same thing, but we do it automated, right? And we do it algorithmically. So you can look at an algorithm as a giant decision tree where you can where it self-evolves and self-learns over time, right? And makes these decisions, learns from those decisions, and actually fails fast, but actually learns really fast, faster than a human being. And so what we do is we collect the landed cost, we collect advertising spend, we collect your competition. It all flows into the model, and we take the model learns from this, understands the patterns, and then makes decisions based on those patterns to help you maximize the objective. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, as far as the model, how do you, in other words, what is the outcome? The outcome, first of all, I guess, increase or decrease the price. So that would be one. And then how much, right?
Yeah. So first of all, you give us your risk tolerance. You also give us your min-max price. So in the first 30 days, Prophecy does something called the hyper learning phase. In this hyper learning phase, because most brands never change price. And if you never change price, it's like if you went on Instagram or Facebook, if you never like anything, you never watch a video, if you never, I don't know, poke somebody, the algorithm won't know what to serve you. It won't know how to hit that dopamine. And their dopamine objective is to make sure that you keep scrolling, right? In that same way, Prophecy doesn't know what the right price is if you've never made a change to price. So in the first 30 days, we do something called hyper learning. This is where we train the model. We see how Amazon.com reacts to your price changes. We see how your competitors react to price changes, and we see how your customers react to those price changes. And then we essentially deploy those learnings to the market in what we call the optimization phase. And that's what we do. And as we're deploying those learnings, it's also continuously learning and gets better over time. It's
So,
pretty amazing. And then now we've added PPC specifically because price dictates your ad spend. There's a lot of fun things you can do when you actually harmonize price and ad spend together. So we built a model that says, hey, at this price, this is what the optimal spend should be at a specific price. Go now and optimize your high performing keywords in a specific campaign based on where the price is going.
and as far as some of the, as you know, Amazon also is tracking your price. So if you reduce your price and sell at that price, after a while, they won't let you win the buy box if you increase it back up. So do you ever run into situations like
Yeah, of
that?
course, of course. It's Amazon suppression. So a few things is like you have to test to find out what the actual threshold is around where Amazon suppresses it, and that goes into the risk tolerance that you can pick your risk tolerance in our platform. You can say, I want to be risk loving, I want to be risk neutral, but as you start testing your price, the more Amazon takes a trailing average of what your price has been historically. So let's just say you want to test, we start testing pricing up, for example, that new price, the recency of that price is all part of the average that Amazon's calculating when they're looking at suppression.
Mhm.
Again, it's all
So
about the model is observing, it's experimenting, and it's learning, all independent of us. And that is the sweet spot of where we can yield more money for sellers, where we're finding that there's mispricing happening on the marketplace in a high percentage.
Mhm. Okay, so at the end of the day, it's your rolling average that dictates whether or not Amazon will suppress your listing or not. Well, not listing, but take away the buy box. And
Sure. And that goes into just understanding where Amazon sees that upper threshold. They look to see, did someone buy recently at a higher price? And that's also taken into account when they're doing the average. And the simplest way to put this, and I don't know if you're gonna get the reference, but I'm a big hip hop fan, and I like Jay-Z. And so Jay-Z has this quote, which is real recognizes real, right? Where essentially someone that's a real human that wants to connect with others, they know that they can see the authenticity in you, and you can see the authenticity in me. And the same thing when it comes to algorithms, right? The only way to understand Amazon's algorithm is with another algorithm. And our algorithm has been trained around Amazon's algorithm. It's incredibly complex, but incredibly intelligent. And yeah, I'm happy
yeah,
to keep going together with you on this.
yeah, and when you say Amazon's algorithm, which one are you talking about? About the BSR or the buy box?
All of it, right? The BSR, it's all intertwined, right? That's the algorithm. Amazon's algorithm isn't just looking at one signal, one factor. It's not
Yeah,
yes or no. It's, hey, what was the recency of price? Did someone buy at that price? If someone typed in this keyword, what's the UID that's associated with that keyword that someone bought on that specific keyword? Like, there's so much that's going into Amazon's algorithm, and the same thing for us is that there's so much going into our algorithm.
yeah. Okay.